Fallout can do a lot of things. Tell a good story is not one of them, besides New Vegas. That is just some weird anomaly, but the rest of them, for some reason, I just found myself not caring about. So it didn't surprise me when almost immediately I just decided to abandon the main story and start side questing with the goal of becoming a future cowboy gunslinger. And boy oh boy did I do that. But since I brought up the story, I guess I better give you the little Wikipedia entry about the plot of Fallout 4 real fast, so here we go. You're a pre-war vault dweller who's been tricked into being frozen, kind of like Han Solo, and then you wake up like 200 years later and there's a bald guy that's stealing your baby and kills your wife. Uh-oh. You come to the surface, you fight some people, blow things up, shoot more people. You walk around post-apocalyptic Boston, which just kind of looks like modern-day Boston. You meet all kinds of weird, wacky, wonderful characters, kind of like Willy Wonka, except with more guns and explosions. There's this group called the Institute that's kidnapping people from the Commonwealth, and they're supposed to be replacing people or killing people, whatever. You know, it's one of those things where I was pretty uninterested almost immediately, but I was like, whatever. We get to the end and we find our son, and he's old now. He's like a old man, and it turns out he's in charge of the Institute, which is crazy. And he basically says, oh, we're trying to save humanity by doing science experiments, but we don't go to the outside world and stuff. So it basically boils down to, do you want to help the Institute or do you want to blow up the Institute? And I think there's only one right answer. Of course, that answer is blowing up the Institute. No brainer. No brainer. Oh, and this group called the Railroad that help escaped robots escape from the Institute. So down with the clanker lovers is what I say. I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I have a bad attention span or something, but I just never care about the Fallout stories. I'm just in it for the side quests, and that's where the combat comes in. There's been a big overhaul with the combat, in a good way. It still has some of that Bethesda jank to it, but weapons have plenty of weight to them, plenty of recoil, the reload animations all look good. Obviously, from New Vegas to 4, there's been a pretty big graphic upgrade, but the combat is pretty much essentially the same. It still sticks with that Fallout formula, it's just improved upon. For me, one of the main reasons the combat got better in this is just because VATS looks better. It's always been satisfying to get those slow motion headshot kills, or in slow motion turn someone into a pile of goo or a pile of ash with a gamma rifle or a laser rifle. But now you get to do it in 4K, so it looks even better in slow motion when you're just disintegrating someone's head. The perk and skill tree system is back, and as always, they complement your build depending on what kind of build you want. For this playthrough, I put most of my points into perks that gave me better critical hit chances or made me more accurate with rifles, things like that. And that's how I usually play most Fallout games. I put most of my points into things that will just make me a sniper, basically. Now, when it comes to the weapon variety, in my opinion, I think the weapon variety in 4 is a little bit of a step down compared to what it was in New Vegas. And I could be wrong. I feel like there was just more weapons in New Vegas, and that gave me a reason to explore the map more, to find new weapons I haven't picked up yet. Versus in 4, it seems like all I find is the combat rifle, combat shotgun, maybe an assault rifle every once in a while, a few handguns. And the combat is still fun, don't get me wrong. It just gets repetitive using the same weapons over and over again. There's unique weapons in here to find, but I find that most of them are useless or really gimmicky, so I don't use the majority of the unique weapons I find. I mean, I forgot what one of them is. One of them is like a cannon, like an actual cannon that shoots cannonballs, but it takes up so much weight, and cannonballs are so uncommon to find. I was like, why would I ever use this? It's cool, but I'm like, why would I ever use this? Again, probably just the way I played the game, but when you have a 50 caliber sniper rifle with a thermal scope, why do I need a literal cannon with me when I already have one? Now, the weapon variety is bad. It is bad, but the one thing that made up for it, and also when it comes to apparel and armor, was the looting and crafting system in this versus past games. It's nice to actually have proper weapon customization in a Fallout game. And when I say weapon customization, I'm talking different stocks, different optics, different barrels, different mags, different receivers. It gives you a lot of flexibility to build the kind of weapons you want. And then tailor the perk system to the weapons that you want to build. It definitely makes up for the weapon variety for the most part. It still would have been nice to have more weapons, but it is nice that I can have one weapon and just build it 100 different ways. It's almost like if you're into guns in reality, you might know how you can build out something like an AR-15 into multiple different types of rifles. So, you know, you can build it out to be a pistol, an SBR, build it out to be like a DMR or something. And it changes how you play the game a little bit as far as the perk system goes, because there are certain perks that you need to unlock certain weapon upgrades. So you might have to sacrifice some points into strength or intelligence, perception, or any of your other perks to put towards that. And it actually gives you a reason to loot. I mean, if I have to collect tons of aluminum, steel, you know, wool, whatever the fuck other shit you gotta loot for supplies in this game, I'm gonna do it because if I can get a better rifle out of it, then it's worth it. I'm gonna be walking around the wasteland like a goddamn shopping cart just full of tin cans and steel, just trying to build weapons. Imagine if real life was like that. Imagine if I could just loot tin cans off the ground and just build an AR-15 or an AK out of it. I would also build a castle and a suit of armor out of it. And speaking of armor, another thing I really like about the looting system is it gives me a reason to put more points into crafting armor too. You're telling me I might have to sacrifice a few perk points into science or armor so I can get a jetpack on my power armor? Okay, I'll do it. I will get the power armor, and I will be a flying future gunslinger cowboy in this game. Yeah, with the crafting system, it gave me even more of a reason to loot and spend more time crafting my power armor to fit my combat playstyle. You loot and you put perk points into things like armor or science, and then you can make adjustments to your power armor, like make your power cores last longer, take more damage, even different paint jobs, which can be kind of cool, like the Adam's Cap power armor. You can just walk around in like hot rod colored power armor, which I thought was really cool. And there's even a decent variety of power armor. Me personally, I just got the Enclave armor, and I kept it on because I was told that was the best in the game. You can tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, but that's what I heard. But the crafting system definitely added a grind to the game that I enjoyed. Instead of looking for unique weapons like I was in New Vegas, I was mainly looking for crafting materials here, and the few good unique weapons in 4 that I could manage to find, but not really. I haven't played 76, so I can't speak on it, but I think for the next Fallout game, what they should be doing is taking the customization and crafting from 4 and the atmosphere of New Vegas and then combine them. Hell, I would play a remake of Vegas with the customization and crafting of 4, but hopefully they kind of update the graphics, because the graphics are kind of looking a little bland. I didn't like the color palette of 4. I don't know why. Let me know. Do you prefer the color palette of New Vegas or 4? I prefer New Vegas. I think it looks way better. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you watching. I enjoy making these, so I try to crank them out as much as I can. I'm working on different ideas, kind of what I'm going to do here and what kind of videos I'm going to post, so I need game suggestions too. If you look at any of the games I played on this channel so far, that's what I normally play. So if you have games like that you can recommend to me, that'd be great. Next one's probably going to be a video about Battlefield 6 with the new map that came out. It's an old remaster from 3, so I wanted to talk about it. So be on the lookout for that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Later.